Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 Premium German battleship Scharnhorst. It has 9 283mm guns, 6 torpedoes, 62 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 15.2 kilometers top speed, 30 knots, total health 56,300. For more modules, reduce crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift. For my commander, basic survivability, basic firing training, expert marksman, vigilance, and advanced firing training. We're on the map fault line, and this is going to be a great game. We're actually going to have 2 great games in this ship. But first, I don't appreciate it when people I work closely with are blatantly attacked. Wargaming North America and the North American community contributors specifically. Now, I'm going to keep it to World of Warships because I don't speak about things I'm ignorant of. Unlike some people, the statement that North American community contributors are breaking the German Battleship NDA is factually incorrect. NDAs protect first-person gameplay and the stats of the ship. How could you stop anything else? You can go into your port right now and see every single unreleased German battleship in 3D. You can interact with these ships in a battle. You can go and view your replay and spectate over the ship. The NDA protects from first person and the stats because those are subject to change. I'm sure the 23 other people in this match are very curious about seeing my ship. Are we supposed to make them sign an NDA because they happen to see it? No, that's ridiculous. That's why the NDA covers first person gameplay and the stats. This person is completely wrong on this topic, and it makes me question anything else they might have said. Please do not take what I say or anyone else on the internet as factual. Do your own research, confirm that, hey, aiming does work like this for me. I think I'm going to use it, right? Think for yourself. I want to empower you, make you a better player. All right, let's get to the game. Now, I am, of course, headed out west towards A. The gun caliber on this particular battleship is much lower than the tiers that it has to fight against. So you need to make sure, and I tried to lead the target. Yeah, ricochet. You need to make sure that you actually swap your ammo based on the situation, in my opinion. If the person is bow on and they're a battleship, I would highly recommend using HE. Absolutely. The reload is about 20 seconds, give or take. So it's pretty fair to fire the right ammo in the right scenario. The AP just doesn't have the penetrating force that the 406mm of the Colorado has, or the Nagato's for that matter. It's just a much smaller round, so you need to be precise with your ammo selection and the location that you aim. I see an enemy Myoko, and he's going towards the center, and I try and fire on his position. Now, we only hit 2 shots for 2,500 points of damage. Very low, right? But he might make a mistake. The reload is so quick that even if you try to turn, I will be ready to fire and exploit any issue that might come up. And we fire again, and we get, oh, that's much better, 10,000 points of damage against Spartan. There's also a New York and another cruiser incoming. I think it's in Atlanta, maybe. It must be something else. And I need to really consider who I fire on. In my opinion, the angle of both of those targets isn't ideal, so I'm going to wait for the Cleveland. That's what's actually coming. Because the Cleveland is showing a perfect broadside, I lead the target about 1.5, maybe 1.6, and I fire at the waterline. We get 4,700 points of damage, and I knock out one of his 3 guns, or 4, I can't remember. So that's fantastic, right? The enemy New York engages my target. I was feathering the throttle, so it's not really a big deal. Very minimal damage sustained. I have relatively good angling, and I fire at the New York with AP. Now, we only do 2,500. We hit 4 shells. That's not very good, and that's what I've noticed. Now, I'm trying to hit the superstructure. You notice where I'm trying to hit? It's much easier to penetrate the superstructure. You're not going to get the citadels on a great big battleship as often as you would in other Tier 7 battleships. But if you use the right ammo and you aim in the right location, you can rack up a lot of damage. And that's what we're trying to do. I'm also trying to get in position to use those torpedoes. This thing's got them. Oh, yes, it does. I have HE loaded. I would like to set him on fire. Again, the angling is critically important. You need to make sure, and we actually got 2 fires, so he has to decide to put it out. If he puts it out, then he probably won't be immune to the flood that will inevitably come, and I'm going as close as I can. I don't want to give him a chance to avoid it. I continue to try and light the target up. This is actually surprisingly effective, much more so than you would expect, and I was waiting for him to fire. There we go. Once we confirm he's fired, we're going to angle so we can make use of those torpedoes, and it looks like he is reacting to the possibility of torpedoes. He has at least some knowledge of the ship, which is somewhat rare, considering it's a very, very new ship. Isn't even out yet. So I send my torpedoes, I wait until almost the last second. It's going to hit him on the nose. Nice, 15,000. It caused a flood, probably stuck, and he's gone. So I decided to use my HE against the Cleveland. Very harsh angle. This is where I would use HE, and, well, that worked out. 30,000 points of damage, devastating strike. A single shell detonated his magazine. And just like that, we have 88,000 points of damage done for the match, but we're not done. No, we're not. We took out 2 targets that were pretty dangerous combined against my ship. So it's a really fast ship, of course. The rudder shift is very nice. It feels really awesome. The turret traverse, very quick. So you can rotate those guns around. I still have HE loaded. I fire it off at the Atlanta, and I swap to AP because he's showing a perfect broadside. It's perfect for that, right? Double check that the torpedoes are not meant for me. I would hate it greatly if they were. And we're set up, ready to go. He's moving forward slightly. So I try to lead him ever so slightly at the waterline, and not quite as much as I would have liked. I needed to depress the gun slightly more, and it would have been perfect at the waterline. But the reload is almost there again. It is borderline heavy cruiser, the way it rearms. But there are weaknesses, right? The penetrating is just not there. 4,700, okay. 3 overpin, I need to hit more of the meat of the ship so it won't stop before it overpenetrates the armor. We are taking fire from something firing HE. I believe it is the unrevealed cruiser that's just north of this guy's position. And 5,000 again. Come on, I want that Citadel so bad. It's right on the edge. The caliber is just so precise. You need to be very precise in order to find that Citadel. And I'm sort of trying to use the island so I can capture this base. Leave me alone, cruiser. And it looks like we will eventually get it. Yeah, we got it. We got a teammate there too, so it's good. Yeah, this is pretty dominant so far, right? Game's not really in question, Notser. I was hoping for a better one. Don't worry, you will. I wanted to show the detonation, which of course is great. The secondary guns are impressive as well. I have not tested, but I want to test a secondary build for all these ships. I just don't have a commander that high yet. We destroy one of the Atlanta guns. I confirm that Colorado is not playing. Someone on the enemy team told me so I'm going to use that information. It was freely given, although you shouldn't really do that. And we lead the target. Is it going to be enough? Oh, it's not enough. Did about 4,000 points of damage. And I can't engage him anymore. But I can engage this enemy cruiser, the enemy Bajoni, and I would love nothing more than to completely annihilate him at the waterline. We fire off just before the island was in the way, and the shells look good. Oh, yes, it was. Around 95,000 points of damage. That will be much easier for my team to take out. As he's trying to take A, he's not going to. I would love for someone to scout that Atlanta. I decided to send my aircraft in response. I also use my heal, which again feels really good. I don't know if I want vigilance. I think Superintendent will work better for this particular ship. It just feels like you take a little bit more damage on average, your armor is not as healthy as you would like. So you need to be able to heal a little bit more than the average battleship at this tier. But you have way more speed, and you have torpedoes. You have way more rate of fire. The advantages of the ship are very noticeable against the other tier 7s. Now, this is not the only game. We're going to go to another one, but let's see the stats. We only got 1 kill on that detonation, but we did get Devastating Strike, and I believe that is Arsonist or whatever. Over 100,000 points of damage, 1,943 base XP, 119,000 points of damage. Most of it from my main battery, but a little bit of both, which is alright. Not too bad, and I think you're going to have to play this a little bit closer to a cruiser than a battleship. Here's another match. This one is on Estuary. And I think this is going to be a better, more entertaining match. Not that over 100,000 and a detonation isn't entertaining. I just like this style a little bit more. So we're going to push the eastern side of the map, try and take D, protect it. I see an enemy York, and this York is rocking the premium camo, so he at least enjoys the ship enough to use premium. I fire with a lead, trying to get the waterline, and 3,200 points of damage. Okay. Every single shot in a battleship, you really want a citadel, and you're just not going to get that in this ship. So you need to make sure that you understand how often you fire, how much damage you can rack up in an engagement. And make sure, please make sure, you have another target in mind. 15,000 points of damage. Oh yeah. That is awesome. Any cruiser that shows their side, you will absolutely punish it. You just can't do it as often to those great big battleships. Now, they moved back. We were successful in capturing D. A lot of smoke went into the success rate there, I think. The Hatsaharu, the friendly Kiev, the Furutaka. Again, I'm top tier. Try as I might, I just could not find a bottom tier scenario. But I think she will perform admirably with the same style. Now, I'm going to try AP at the waterline. That's what I had loaded on the New York, and we're going to see how much damage we do. I actually think I let him a little bit too much. Yeah, we only did 760 points of damage. Not as good as I would have liked, right? I want to be able to annihilate them. Enemy destroyer is pretty close. I'm going to try and round the island and engage. I still have AP. You really want HE in this scenario. We'll see how effective AP is and decide if I need to switch. 3K, wow. We need to do HE. Don't be afraid of swapping. This is sort of a hybrid. This is absolutely applying cruiser mentality to a battleship. That's how it feels when you play it. And you're going to find a lot of success if you play it in that same manner. So an enemy destroyer is pulling off. I think he has... I think his propulsion was knocked down. I think he's using boost to get away. Ooh. Friendly destroyer just annihilated. We're finding the HE, and the HE does 1,700, sets 2 fires. Okay. I think it's going to stick. Whoa. Where did you come from, enemy Minikaze? I'm going to go after the Minikaze. I've got AP loaded. I expected to be able to engage another target. I didn't think that the destroyers would allow me, and yes, we burned him down because he couldn't put it out. I fire the AP. It does 2,200. Ugh. Secondaries are going off. These secondaries are impressive. Just the amount. I was looking in the list, and it was like 20 or 30. It was absolutely insane. I honestly question whether I would share that it has torpedoes or secondaries. So I have HE loaded. I'm going to try and chain fire. What? I killed a turret? I don't care about a turret. I want to kill the ship itself. This should be it. This looks good. There he goes. Enemy defeated. And it looks great so far, right? We have a 2-ship advantage. We have a base advantage as well. The eastern side doesn't look as dominant as the west is. So we're going to stay. We're going to support them. We're going to do everything we can to make sure this flank holds against the onslaught of the enemy. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemy ships in the area. There's only 3 of us, so you need to be smart. I can't show too much my side. The armor will be punished by the great big battleships. Even the New York. The New York has a larger caliber, so just be careful. Enemy destroyer shows up. He's fairly far away. I fire AP. I don't lead him as much as I should have. We swap to HE with the intent to kill the enemy destroyer. It's not the end of the world if I have to fire it on a cruiser or a battleship. I could force out damage control and make him susceptible to a later salvo. But I want to take him out. I really want to take him down. I lead the target. He's going to go behind the island, but it's not a big deal. We have plenty of arc. And I hit him with one shell. A single shell. It didn't work out. So I swap back to AP. I'm going after this York, or at least attempting to, before he has the safety of the island. And we just double check the range. The range indicator only works for where your cursor is interacting with the terrain. It will tell you a wrong number if you have an island in the way. You need to get somewhat close to the ship to have the right lead. And the enemy appears to be pushing forward, and that's not good on this flank. We don't have a huge advantage, right? We need to keep people alive. The enemy cruiser decides to fire on me. 2 fires are set on my ship. Someone wants me to come back. I'm not coming back. I'm gonna bust through you guys. I'm gonna take you down. There is no mercy, okay? No mercy. Okay, chill out. You've only killed 2 Weasley little destroyers. You gotta do more than that to impress this audience, and I intend to, but this guy is neutral. Bow on. It sucks to try and engage him. Plus, that enemy destroyer, he's firing blind from his smoke. We cannot see him. Oh, wait, this York showing too much side. Can this be the punish that I want? Give it to me. Really? Straddle the target, miss. I elevate the gun slightly, and this dispersion looks admirable. Oh, yes. 11,000 points of damage done. That will work out nicely. The back gun's already ready to go. And I just want to make sure that I elevate the gun. I am still on fire because I was reset. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Huge mistake, buddy. Showing too much of your side. All right. Oh, that dispersion. Please take him out. 15,000. It's like magic. It just reloads so fast. Every single cruiser is so susceptible to a ship designed like this. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, yes. Didn't that fly true? It looks so beautiful. It looked like all 3 shells would have taken the target out. And since the enemy destroyer is in the background, why not fire on him? Of course. Game, you can't be this cruel. And I'm sure a viewer's going, cruel? You got 4 citadels. 66,000. Oh, is he? Did he just pull a Notser? And I want him to show up so desperately. Come on, show yourself. He did. He did indeed. I think the enemy Milko sent out torpedoes, but that's not a problem at all. I fire on the enemy, and of course I miss. We needed that. We really did. Is he ever going to show himself? I mean, the game is very close. I think we have 1 kill up on them. We also have 1 more base than them. And yeah, he did indeed pull a Notser while taking fire from Notser. And I want to kill him now. How dare you pull a Notser and not be punished for it? And I think this is good. It is good. See you later, Destroyer. It was nice seeing you, and I'm sure you're watching this right now. Now, look at the way the game is working out. It's 5-5 now. We have 3 bases to their 1. If they get another kill or another kill after that, it could be trouble for our team. So I need to make sure that I get every gun cooldown and maximize the potential damage. I lead the target and really, no damage. This is what I'm talking about. The AP is not as effective as equal tier. You will need to fire HE in some scenarios. If you have to go against this ship, having a little bit of angling will go a very long way. And I decide, okay, let's ignore the battleship. This enemy York can be taken out. We take a big shot. I showed too much side to him. A little bit too greedy to get all guns into range. But if we take this guy out, and we don't, we only get 4,000. If we can take him out, it will help our team immensely. The friendly Farragut is doing everything he can to stay relatively close to D. The gun's already reloaded. We elevate our gun, we lead him in the direction he's headed, and we let it fly. Do a double check on the enemy. Oh, this looks good. This looks like the kill shot. It is. Yes, indeed. See you later, York. We earn Kraken Unleashed. And I feel pretty good about this game. 80,000 points of damage, and we're not done yet. See the enemy York? He's almost broadside. And look, he can re-angle himself. This is what you could really do to frustrate. We got 4,000. Okay, that's better. If you really want to frustrate the Scharnhorst when it becomes available, put a little bit of angling every single time he fires on your target. You're going to deny a lot of damage, more so than any other battleship. Now, if he's competent, or if he was taught that possibly firing HE in other scenarios would be beneficial, like setting the target on fire, forcing out damage control. Ooh, we lost the Farragut. I'm the only one on this flank against 2 battleships, so I need to be really smart about my angling. But as long as you force out damage control, then you could probably force him to burn a little bit more than he is comfortable with. Now, of course, we miss with every shot that time. It dispersed everywhere but on the target itself. He decides to fire on me. Need to make sure I angle as well as I can. I fire the back gun. It's very important that you try and keep it up. The front guns are traversing. They traverse very quickly. I think it's like 35 seconds, give or take. It feels really good. My friend, Poimane, is trying to run away from the battleship, and I'm on comms with him going, maybe I could engage the enemy battleship. I'm not as close as I would like. I do still have HE loaded. Remember, the New York was set on fire. If we can set him on fire, he's going to burn for 20 seconds, hopefully. But we don't. We don't do that at all. So our whole plan comes to nothing. And he probably has damage control again because he's running premium. Who isn't, honestly? It's so cheap, especially having damage control up more often just makes you survive longer. We do earn Confederate on that shot. Not doing as much damage as I would like. But if the targets bow on, or a little bit of angle, it's really hard to penetrate. I can't overstate this. It's a very glaring issue with the ship. If you fight it, look to exploit the weaknesses of the shell penetration. And boy am I pissed that the HE's just not lighting the target up again. It's not bad. I think it's like 20s to the 30% to light the target up, maybe even higher. I can't remember exactly which premium or unreleased ship I was thinking of, but something has a really high chance to light the target on fire. So I don't want to accidentally say something that I would regret. But it's not bad. It should at least happen within 3 salvos, and I really wanted to get that Congo, but the island is just in the way, and I'm just not fast enough. We're both fast battleships. We both top out at 30 knots, so I'm not going to be able to rotate faster than he can, and he's not going to be able to rotate faster than I can. And I'm almost on the edge. Maybe. It's just not worth it. The enemy New York is already here. Since he's here, let's use the torpedo systems. Here comes the shot. We're angled pretty fairly. Don't take that much damage. 3K, that's nothing. Secondaries are firing on the target. They do have a lot of secondaries, and I fire at the waterline. Maybe just a little bit higher there. 57,000 points of damage. Ooh, there we go. Secondary, two fires. Secondaries give me all the fires. Just make sure that I don't have any crossfire going on. The enemy is aware of angling. He is trying to avoid the torpedo. I think he is going to... 5K, really? 5K? Come on! Just show your side, allow the shells to penetrate the armor of the New York, and go to the bottom of the ocean. I checked the torpedo to see how fast it was rearming. It was pretty fast. Oh, yes! 10,000, we destroy a gun outright. Another 9,600. That amount of damage was great. Unfortunately, the game is over. But we would have killed him if we had the chance. So, how did we do in this game? We earned Confederate Kraken Unleashed, high caliber, 5 kills, 5 citadels, 122,000 points of damage done, 2,254 base XP, not bad. I really enjoyed my time with the ship. The faster turret traverse, the speed allowed me to get around the map, and exploit the weaknesses of targets. I couldn't just overpin. I sort of like the back and forth play of a little bit weaker caliber. It feels like I work more for the success. Lower calibers tend to make you feel like that. I hope you enjoyed both games. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.